I was not planning on making this video. Initially, I was just going to make the Drawing Superman short, check it out here, and leave it at that. But I just watched James Gunn's Superman, and I need to talk about it, because this movie is everything I ever hoped it could be. This film is beautiful. The past few years have pretty much conditioned me to expect the same type of cinematography in superhero movies. Static cameras, oddly gray color grading, and environments that feel real, but just barely. But this film has beautiful colors. Everything just pops. And the shot composition, though? There are so many screenshot-worthy moments, I think my camera roll might explode. The camera movement is super dynamic, but still easy to follow. I don't think I've ever seen flying scenes that feel this fast and kinetic. And those set pieces, ooh! This is the most comic booky live-action superhero movie I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of comic book movies. They really lean into the fact that metahumans and sci-fi elements have existed for years on this earth, fully embracing the wild, outlandish concepts the DC universe is known for. I do have to say that this aspect of the film also leads into one of my biggest criticisms with it. The pacing is a bit of a mess, especially in the first quarter of the movie. It felt like we moved from scene to scene a bit too quickly and abruptly. At certain points in the movie, we would just cut to a black screen and then enter a completely different scene, which felt a bit jarring and awkward. The movie definitely becomes more streamlined as it goes on, but I did experience some whiplash early on. The story of this movie is also relatively simple. To quickly explain it, Lex Luthor sets out to ruin Superman's life and public image, while Clark struggles with finding out who he is exactly. Sure, there are some insanely wacky and out there characters and locations, but at its core, this movie feels like it sets out to define exactly who Superman is and what he stands for, both to the movie's world and our own. Oh man. I think it's time I talk about the characters in this film. Now, there are way too many incredible characters in this movie to go through them one by one, so let's just put it this way. Every character I don't go into depth with, like the Justice Gang, the Daily Planet crew, etc., just imagine how they are in the source material and you're 90% of the way there, which is the highest praise I can possibly give for a comic adaptation. Heck, my biggest complaint is just that I wish we got to see more of them. The movie, being called Superman, mainly focuses on Superman and Lex, but these other guys were so much fun that I just want more! So I guess in a way, this is also a compliment. No, but I want to give a special spotlight to 5 characters in particular, starting with Ma and Pa Kent. I'm gonna say it flat out, despite their limited screen time, these are my favorite iterations of the Kents ever.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Maybe.
What the fuck?
The sincere warmth and love they radiate every single time they're on screen is so palpable and real. And damn it, I could not stop smiling every time they were on screen. Pruitt Taylor Vince, Neva Howell, you guys crushed it. Completely changing the energy, let's talk about Lex Luthor. I have never, and I mean never, seen a hater of this magnitude. People meme on Reverse Flash for being the pettiest villain ever, and sure, that may be the case. But if we're talking sheer deep-rooted hate, yeah, this Lex is up there. And Nicholas Hoult brings his A game here. Hell, he brings his S game. He brilliantly portrays the cold, calculating menace of Lex. The way his rage is conveyed is so powerful too. The lengths he goes just to get at Superman are insane. But through this performance, I fully believe he would go as far as he does. Like, okay, like, there is little to no slow motion in this movie, another thing we left behind from the DCEU, but there is one scene where I distinctly remember it, and it was for Lex crashing out. Like, his hatred changed the frame rate, that is hilarious. Let's talk about Lois Lane next, and dude, I just love everything about her. Rachel Brosnahan is electric as this character. She brings so much charisma and heart to Lois, showing off her compassionate personal side and her serious reporter side in a wonderful balance. The way her more realistic and critical worldview contrasts with Clark's optimistic one not only leads to some genuinely engaging drama, but it shows that even if they seem opposite on the surface, they can both lead to the same ideal. Also, while she may not have any powers, she is no less heroic in this film than any of the costumed flyers, getting out there and doing what she can to help the situation. And last but certainly not least, let's talk about the man himself. The light in the darkness, the hope of the universe. Steve Lombard. David Corenswet's Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. This performance and this characterization represent everything I love about Superman and superheroes in general. I've seen loving-kind heroes before, but I have never felt that love, been affected by that kindness, in the same way this Superman did. Can I just say, a little bit with Brave New World, definitely with Thunderbolts and Superman, I am so glad we're getting back to superheroes actually saving people. Like, sure, characters punching each other is sick, but ironically, it doesn't hit nearly as hard as them saving those who cannot protect themselves. The amount of people this man saves in this movie is equal to the number of people DCEU Superman kills. Sorry, that's the last DCEU jab, I just couldn't help myself. David Cornsweet is charming, funny without relying on quips, and dang it, he's inspiring. Seeing him taking the love his parents gave him and exerting that love onto every single person, no matter who they are or where they come from, is beautiful. I personally never cry watching any form of media. Not really a reason for that, it's just how I am. But I actually felt misty-eyed at 3 separate points of this movie. And not even from sadness, but from pure hope and joy. What type of sauce did you inject this movie with, Gunn? God damn! Look, it's no secret that we are currently experiencing some rough times in the world. Large-scale international conflicts remain ongoing. The internet allows people to express a level of hatred that honestly disgusts me every time I see it. Am I saying this one movie can combat all of that? No, of course not. Hell, the amount of discourse that this movie spawned is shocking in its own right. But what Superman does represent is an ideal to strive towards. It highlights the power that love and kindness can have. That if we all were just a little more open-minded, more respectful to one another, then we could all feel that sense of hope for a better tomorrow. And I gotta say, I think we all needed to hear that right about now. The theater that I've been going to for many, many years at this point is normally always silent. But when the credits of Superman rolled, people started clapping. I have gone to dozens and dozens of movies in that theater, and not once have I ever heard an applause. And I gotta say, man, it was glorious. Suffice it to say, I am so excited for the future of this DC universe. I cannot wait to watch Supergirl, Clayface, Lanterns, and anything else that comes out in the future. If you haven't yet, I would highly recommend you go to watch Superman, so that we can all look up together.